You can send me over to like tell them. Oh.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, I just realized I was streaming me changing it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first. I just realized we were totally streaming me changing everything. But yeah, so of course, Zach is not here. It is just me, and we are here at CardArt for our very first Pokemon Champions special event here. Pokemon Champions is not currently legal for the official competitive circuit, but with its release, we are going to go ahead and have our own little fun time here at CardArt in Sunnyvale, California. As always, I'm Gerardo, also known as Kurt, and we are starting with round 2. We had quite a few technical difficulties. You may have seen me adjusting some of those earlier today, but we're going to go ahead and, well, I already spoiled it, but we have 2 newcomers to the scene. We have Neil and Taylor. Neil running a team of Mamoswine, Mega Greninja, Incineroar, Mega Altaria, Rotom Wash, and Aegislash. Taylor running the team of Mega Scovillain, King Gambit, Sneasler, Quick Claw, Pelipper, Mega Starmie, and Cantonian Raichu. We're going to hop right back, or not right back, but right into it here. Neil will be on your left, and Taylor will be on your right. Yes. As we're going to see here, Neil sends out the Greninja. Again, that is holding the Greninjite. And Rotom Wash. Taylor sending out King Gambit and Mega Scovillain. 2 new Mega Pokemon here, potentially on the field here. Mega Greninja, one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. I have a funny story about that later. Neil's Greninja has Hydro Pump, Extrasensory, and Sludge Wave as its attacking moves. And the Scovillain has Flamethrower as its only attacking move. It's actually a more supportive set with Rage Powder and Leech Seed. Mega Scovillain does have the brand new ability, Spicy Spray, I believe is the name. And that ability is very similar to Burning Bulwark, where if it is hit with a contact move, the attacking Pokemon will be burned, so very synergistic with that Rage Powder. We are going to see here Scovillain go ahead and Mega Evolve. Don't let the fact that Scovillain Mega Evolves first fool you. Kermit here, the frog, is going to go ahead and protect here. Very interesting choice, because both Greninja and Mega Greninja have the Protean ability, which means Protect will actually change it into a normal type Pokemon. Perhaps not the most advantageous here. You would like to be able to potentially resist. But we actually see here, I have no idea how Spicy Spray actually works, because despite not being a contact move, Rotom Wash was burned here. That's actually very good to know. I did not know that, and now I may have been sleeping on Mega Scovillain, but Attack Leaf here coming out into Rotom Wash, taking it fairly well, but will not be able to take a second. Pretty good turn all around for both of these players, actually. Of course, getting that Scovillain down to half health has to put it in a little bit of position. Does it want to go for a Protect here, or does it want to go for the Rage Powder to protect King Gambit? Although, frankly, looking over at Neil's Greninja, it actually does not have any fighting type moves. It is a special attacking variant. So King Gambit here not in any particular danger. But Taylor going to go out and swap out the Mega Scovillain into the Pelipper as Neil go ahead and Mega Evolves his Greninja. Mega Greninja does get the Pain ability, but it does not allow Greninja to change back into a different type. Oh, actually it does. Okay. I also don't know how Mega Ninja works, apparently. I actually did not know that. I guess that was changed 3 generations. Will-O-Wisp going into the King Gambit. One of the best ways to go ahead and mitigate its damage output. But this burn here from Mega Scovillain's Spicy Spray ability, you're going to go ahead and negate the recovery from leftovers. But we now have the third Pokemon on the side of Taylor. We know it's almost certainly not going to be the Mega Starmie in the back. But turning to start here, Mega Ninja actually almost picks up a KO on the King Gambit as Taylor's Pelipper goes to Tailwind. That should allow this King Gambit to move before Neil's Rotom, allowing for this Kowtow Cleave to pick up a nice KO here. Very interesting turn. Of course, picking up a KO on the Rotom Heat, or on the Rotom Launch is very nice. And in comes this Mamoswine. This Mamoswine is holding a Focus Sash item. And it does also have the Ice Shard attack. So it should be able to go for an Ice Shard into this King Gambit here. Although it does resist the Ice type attack, depending on how these Pokemon are trained, it might be able to pick up the knockout. We're going to go ahead and wonder a bit. Taylor's Pelipper does have does not have Protect, and instead has Wide Guard. But what it does have is Quick Claw to allow it to move first this turn. Neil's Mamoswine going to go ahead and go for Protect, try and bait the Weather Ball from the Pelipper into that slot, and Mega Gambit, Sucker Punch going into Mega Greninja. Actually does a lot of damage. Again, because of Greninja's Protecting ability, no longer Dark type, no longer resists. Ooh, but speaking of avoiding that Hydro Pump from Neil's Mega Greninja, going to go ahead and not find its way into Taylor's Pelipper. That's actually a very, very rough outcome if you're Neil, because if you're Taylor, you just do the same thing again, right? You have this Greninja pinned, go for a Sucker Punch, go for a Weather Ball, although it won't be able to quite KO the Mamoswine due to, nicely done actually by Taylor to read into the Mamoswine. Breaking that Focus Sash with Sucker Punch will allow Weather Ball to pick up KO into Neil's Mamoswine, as a second of Neil's Pokemon is down for the count. Neil back into a corner into his last 2 Pokemon. One is Mega Greninja, as we see Aegislash without the E. Gonna go ahead here. Neil's Aegislash does have, does not have Sacred Sword. So we're gonna see Taylor here gonna pick up the KO, or Taylor pick up the KO. Taylor pick up the win here. Yes, you'll have to excuse me as we set up the next match here. We have Neil and Taylor here on round 2. Neil looked like they were in a pretty good position for this first round. The first round. The first couple turns, Mega Ninja nearly KO'd that King Gambit. Really good information for next time. Instead of the Rotom Wash, can go for something that deals some spread damage, like the Mamoswine. That Mamoswine does have Protect. Really good in this particular composition for Neil. Otraya has the Flying type prior to Mega Evolving. Rotom has the Levitate ability, and of course, Greninja and Aegislash can go for a Protect as well. King Shield from the side of Aegislash only procs on contact moves, so that Earthquake from Neil's own Mamoswine would not reduce Mamoswine's attack. Unlike Mega Scovillain's Spicy Spray. But yeah, you gotta be wondering on the side of Neil what that last Pokemon was, right? We saw the Scovillain, we saw the King Gambit, and we saw the Pelipper, but we didn't quite see the last Pokemon. It could have been Raichu. It was likely not Mega Starmie, considering Mega Scovillain was already there. So it could have been Sneasler, could have been Raichu, but we'll have to see if either of these players are willing to change up their leads here. as we head into game 2 of round 2. Taylor going to go ahead, stick with the try and true, but Neil going to go ahead and switch it up with Mammoth Swine and Altaria. This Altaria has Hyper Voice, Fire Blast, Tailwind, and Protect, so it could set up a Tailwind if it expects Rage Powder and or Sucker Punch to be headed in that direction. Could also go for a Hyper Voice or even a Fire Blast. To be honest, I do not know my Mega Altaria, Mega Scovillain calcs, so I'm not super sure if a Fire Blast will KO this Scovillain. But we'll have to see here. Mega Altaria going to go ahead and react to Altaria Knight, change its flying type out for Fairy. That will allow it to resist any Sucker Punch or Kowtow Cleaves. Coming out here, Scovillain also going to change into Mega Scovillain. Interesting to note that base Scovillain has the Moody, so it can always go for Protect in a pinch prior to Mega Evolving. Neil's Mammoth Swine is going to go for a Protect. And we're going to see Taylor's actually go for a Protect as well. We're going to have to see if Neil went for Hyper Voice or Tailwind. Looks like it's going to be the Hyper Voice. That will deal no damage to the unit. The Protect and deal an okay amount of damage to this Scovillain to resist it thanks to its fire typing. Actually, it was a critical hit. I was going to say that did a lot of damage. But Spicy Spray from Scovillain going to go ahead and burn this Altaria as it goes for a Leech Seed into that Mammoth Swine. This Mammoth Swine does have Oblivious. It does not have Thick Fat. Both players are, I don't think we quite mentioned, but both players are playing the open team sheet format. So they know each other's moves, and abilities, and items. So Scovillain could go for a Flamethrower into the Mammoth Swine if it wants to just bring it down to its Focus Sash. But yeah, the Skin Gambit, in a little bit of a tricky situation. Its attack moves are Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch, and Low Kick. Low Kick, not the most common move on King Gambit in Scarlet and Violet, but picking up a lot of usage here in Champions, thanks to not just the prevalence of King Gambit in general, but also Mega Kangaskhan and the Greninja as well. As you see, Taylor's Scovillain go for a Rage Powder here. Icicle Crash Diminish, honestly, not the worst thing in the world. Low Kick going to come out here and put Mammoth Swine down to its Focus Sash. On the one hand, yeah, that's, you would have liked to have landed Icicle Crash, but it also means you don't get yourself burn, have a forced switch out. If Neil really wants a free switching, could just Protect with the Altaria. Tailwind's not up on either side of the field, so could just Protect and attack with the Mammoth Swine. Or it could just attack with Mammoth Swine this turn, depending on how it goes. Ice Shard going to come out into the King Gambit. I actually respect it. You can't Sucker Punch if your opponent already attacked, so beating priority with priority is worthwhile, at least on paper. Hyper Voice going to come out into this Scovillain as it goes for a Leech Seed onto the Altaria. That's going to go ahead and start sapping away at health. This should heal about half the damage that was dealt to both of these players. Or to both of these players. That was dealt to Scovillain by Hyper Voice. I'm only just realizing now that actually shows the exact HP numbers. I was under the impression it would show only the percentage points. Might have to take the stream down for both players. Make it so they are not able to see. But yeah, we will review this workflow later. Again, this is our very first event with Pokemon Champions. So I do appreciate you guys bearing with me as we figure out everything. Better to figure this out in an off-season competition right at the start of the game releasing than during a very important cup. As Taylor Scovillain, they go for Protect here as an Ice Shard finds its way into that shield. We'll have to see if, yes indeed, Fire Blast goes into this King Gambit and knocks it out nice and cleanly. Well done by Mega Altaria. I really like that play from Neil. If Mega Scovillain goes for anything other than Protect, an Ice Shard probably picks up a KO, and then Fire Blast launches into Gambit anyway. So a bit of a no downside move there. Worst case scenario, Taylor, I don't know, swaps out one of these Pokemon. But really nicely done by Neil. But this Mega Scovillain starting to really put in work with that Leech Seed. You see Raichu come out here. Raichu, not a Pokemon we've seen a whole lot in the last couple of years, but a Pokemon I am personally very, very familiar with. It has Faint, Thunderbolt, Nuzzle, and Fake Out here. But Raichu in general gets a lot of supportive moves. It gets Encore is one of my personal favorites. It also gets Volt Switch as well. So it can go for a Fake Out into this Altaria and then go for something like a Flamethrower Scovillain into Mamoswine to try and knock it out. But we're going to see Neil actually swap out the Mamoswine for the Rotom. Would be able to eat nice and quickly. But Raichu actually went for Faint into that slot. As Altaria goes for a Hyper Voice. Deals more than half HP to Raichu. Raichu was holding the Sash. That's the one ID down. Flamethrower comes out into this Altaria, but Altaria just very tanky thanks to that Dragon typing and its general bulk. But Leech Seed slowly but surely wearing it down. That's the third Leech Seed. And combined with the burn, this will be Altaria's final turn if it decides to stay on the field. From Wash here in a bit of an interesting position. It cannot go for Thunderbolt or Volt Switch thanks to the Raichu's Lightning Rod ability. Not only would it redirect and negate those moves, but it also raise Raichu's already fairly high special attack. That Scovillain goes for a Protect here, wants to ensure Altaria goes down if it does not switch out. Thunderbolt from Raichu coming out into this Rotom. Deals a little less than half. That's really good information to know. Hydro Pump coming out into this Raichu should pick up the knockout. Unfortunately, Raichu not the bulkiest of Pokemon. Taylor down 2 Pokemon. And soon Neil will be down to 3. But Altaria with one last parting gift, going to go ahead for a Tailwind. Really good read by Neil. You know, if Scovillain went for an attack there, could have been very, very dicey. But instead, we are going to see entering the endgame here with the Tailwind up. We don't know what Taylor's last Pokemon is. Last time it was Pelipper. It could be the Sneasler, but based on this team composition, I would imagine it's the Pelipper. Greninja is going to come out here as Taylor sets out Pelipper. Of note, this Mag Greninja